Hi everyone, and welcome to the Ingles table. I'm Martha Vining, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make my delicious curried deviled eggs. I've got everything I need from my local Ingles, so let's get started. What I have here are hard-cooked eggs, and I've cut them in half, and the next thing I'm going to do is put the yolks, the cooked yolks, into the bowl. And when I cook these eggs, what I did, I know everyone has different ways of cooking their eggs for hard-cooked eggs, but I brought them to the boil, covered them with water, brought it to a boil, and then I took it off the heat, covered it with a lid, and just let it sit for 10 minutes like that. Then I had my hard-cooked eggs like this. So I'm putting the yolks in the bowl, and then I'm going to be mashing them up. And if you want to use a food processor for this, you can. It makes it nice and creamy and smooth, but if you just want it a little bit chunky, I'm going to be using a whisk today just to chop those up, and that does a good job. And then I'll be adding the other ingredients to it. After this, I'm going to be adding some mayonnaise and some sour cream and some curry powder, since these are curried deviled eggs, and I'll talk a little bit about what I did with the curry powder after I get these smashed up. Okay, those are mashed up pretty well. And to that, I'm going to add some curry powder. And curry is a blend of spices. It's not just one single spice, it's a blend of different spices. And I've got curry powder here. And what I like to do with my curry powder before I use it for something like this is I'll put it in a skillet and I'll warm it and let it sort of cook on the stove for 2 or 3 minutes before I use it. And that just brings out more of the flavor of the curry. And I'm going to put about a tablespoon of curry powder in there. If you like more curry, you can put a little bit more in. If you don't like it quite so heavy on the curry, you can put less in, but a tablespoon is a good amount for 6 eggs that I'm using today. And then I'm going to put some sour cream in. And this is sour cream I got at Ingles. Put a couple spoonfuls in. And then I'm going to put in some mayonnaise. About the same amount that I used for the sour cream. And a little bit of brown mustard. This is a brown spicy mustard that I got at Ingles. About a teaspoon of that. And a couple drops of hot sauce. Since this is a curried deviled egg, it's a little bit different than your regular deviled eggs. You want them spicy, so I like the hot sauce and the extra curry in them. And then I'm just going to take my spatula and stir it up. And it'll be nice and creamy after I stir it a while with a rubber spatula. And that's a good consistency like that. I might add just a little bit more mayonnaise to this. You don't want it too stiff. I'm gonna put a little bit more in. Not that much. And this makes a really nice sort of finger food for cocktail parties, or if you're going to a potluck where there's lots of different dishes at the potluck meal where everyone's bringing all different kinds of things in. This is a nice addition to something like that. Okay, so my mixture is just about how I want it. And then I'm going to spoon this into my egg whites here that I've cut. And basically I'm going to use all of this divided among the halves of eggs here. And then for a garnish on this, I'll probably use a sliced black olive and maybe some chopped chives or parsley or green onion on top of this. And that'll give it a nice little pop of color. And the curry gives the yolks a nice color. It's a little different from just the regular yellow yolk in regular deviled eggs. The other thing about deviled eggs, anytime you have something that says it's deviled, like deviled eggs or sometimes deviled crab, that means that there's some mustard in it. So I used some of the spicy mustard earlier, so I can call this deviled eggs, curried deviled eggs. And you can serve these just on a regular dinner plate if you want to. Sometimes people have deviled egg plates with little indentations in them that they put the eggs in. But go ahead and use all the filling. Just put a little bit more in the eggs. And those are the curried deviled eggs. Thanks so much for joining me here today at the Ingles table. Be sure and check out the website for more tips, tricks, and recipes, and I'll see you next time.